All right, new information tonight in the investigation into the death of Tyre Nichols, one of the former Memphis Fire Department EMTs who was fired after that incident, speaking out, saying Memphis police stopped him from rendering aid to an already beaten Nichols. Our Jay Shakur with the claims from the EMT as he appeals the state board's decision to have his license revoked.
For the first time since the death of Tyre Nichols, we're hearing from Robert Long, one of the Memphis Fire Department employees who was on the scene and later fired by MFD. And he's claiming Memphis police prevented him and other medics on the scene from getting critical care that perhaps could have saved his life. In his attempt to appeal his license suspension, the former MFD EMT testified Friday via Zoom, along with his lawyer before the Tennessee Emergency Medical Services Board. Here's some of Long's own account of what happened when he arrived on the scene on the night of January 7th, his first day on the job.
I asked the patient, "Can you tell me what happened today?" The patient stated, "I want to stand up and be uncuffed." I asked MPD what happened with the patient, and the MPD officer stated he ran from us.
During the nearly 4-hour hearing, Long gave minute-by-minute details about how he and another EMT, Michael Sandridge, responded after 5 Memphis police officers beat Nichols.
I performed a visual assessment and noted that the patient had a bump on his head, a busted lip, and a dry, bloody nose on both nostrils.
Long says despite those visible injuries, Nichols was coherent, asking several times for handcuffs to be removed.
At this point, the patient was still asking us to stand him up and uncuff him. The patient was speaking in full sentences.
It's a request MPD denied, and this is what Long says prevented the responding medics from taking Nichols' vital signs.
MPD is leaning over the patient in his face, saying loudly that the patient is not going anywhere and that they are not going to uncuff him, impeding patient care.
The medics' attempts to take Nichols' vitals, according to Long, continued for several minutes as Nichols writhed on the ground, asking to be stood up and uncuffed. But according to Long's testimony, around 9 p.m. that night, any response from Nichols stopped.
At 20:55, I noticed the patient is not moving, and I asked MPD to help me sit him up. 20:56 and 12 seconds, I gave the patient another sternal rub, and he reacted to painful stimuli. 20:56 and 40 seconds, I am speaking to the patient, but he is not responding to any verbal commands.
Now, the state board ultimately decided not to reinstate Long's license. Officials maintain both medics failed to provide any basic emergency care to Nichols for 19 minutes, even as he showed, quote, clear signs of distress, such as the inability to remain in a seated posture and laying prone on the ground multiple times. The other 2 MFD employees fired also appealed, but the status of their appeal isn't known right now.